Oh goodness. Okay, I didn't want to have too long of an introduction, and I thought I would have plenty of time here because I am detangling this hair of mine, which is so freaking thick. It's so freaking thick, and I don't want to tear my hair out because my hair is just. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a quick video to show y'all my hair because I have not put any extensions in it because I've been enjoying wearing my regular hair, and I'm putting it in two pigtails right now. And goodness gracious, it's so difficult to detangle it. Okay, I feel like I'm wrestling with a bull here. Okay, so I got something I want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of empaths, even witches, are going to understand exactly what I am talking about. Hi, sister. Hello, 1EQL. Welcome. Thank you for moderating. Y'all know that I like to have candid discussions about things like this, but this is really, really important. You know what I realized? I realized that there are a lot of people in this world that have been through some stuff. And maybe they have been through things that possibly was a little bit more traumatic than what I've been through. But of course, we all have had some kind of trauma. We have. And, nobody in this world can say that, what they've been through is more important than what the next person has been through. And one thing that I found is that when you have the title of a healer, or when you are speaking about the fact that you do know about healing, which, I do, definitely. People that are going through something, or people that have hurt inner children, uh, they tend to get it in their minds that empaths, people that mention being a healer, are there to just be their kicking posts and to be abused whenever they feel like it. Yeah, definitely. Hello, Courtney. Definitely. Yeah, and I'm here to tell you that that's not what we are here for. In fact, you're never going to get better. And some people don't even care about getting better or healing themselves. But, here's what they do: they will bully us, they will try to kick us around, harass and stalk us because, and and then when we defend ourselves, they try to tell us how we should respond to their abuse, which is probably abuse that they are repeating either from their childhood or either even from their adulthood, that they are essentially trying to take out on us. And because, yeah, I am a witch, but I am a healing witch. Yes, I am. But I am not only a love and light witch type of person. I'm not. Because if you are like that, and you are in a situation where you have people that are essentially, trying to drag you, that love and light stuff, no. And I've actually had people do the most awful things to me. Just awful. Just and then when they get the wrath, okay, when you respond, because they make it very difficult for you to not respond to them and what they're doing or what they have done to you, then they want to tell you, oh, well, you're supposed to be a spiritual healer and you're not supposed to be mean to me. And that is complete hogwash. Listen, if a person does respond to you because maybe they feel that they have to respond because you could possibly be saying something, and I noticed that this is the, that kind of like that narcissistic um gaslighting is pretty much what it is. And what they will do is they will tell you, oh, well, you're supposed to be a spiritual healer and you're not supposed to be mean to me. And you're just supposed to hold your arms out like Jesus and just be nice and say, oh, my child, what troubles you? And you're just supposed to always be boggled down with their energy. And you're supposed to just give yourself and sacrifice yourself like you're Jesus to them because they have been through something or going through something that you're not even responsible for. Then another thing I've noticed is that all of a sudden, because you're a witch or a healer or an empath, you're responsible for everything that they've been through their whole life. You're responsible for what their boyfriend did to them in high school. You become responsible for what their mama did to them, their daddy did to them. You're responsible for what other people are doing to them all of a sudden. And no, let's cut it out. Stop it. Nobody likes to be stressed out. Nobody would do that to themselves. Trust me, especially a person like me. I would rather nobody wants to deal with bad people, because essentially, there are some people that were verbally abused in their childhood or physically abused in their childhood. And you know what they do? They grow up to verbally and physically abuse others or worse. Okay. And for some reason, specifically, when they are dealing with people that are, talking about spiritual healing, which, I mean, spiritual healing doesn't, and so this is, and I'm not going to let anybody make me regret anymore speaking out about what I feel connected with. I'm not going to do it because what they want to do is they want to mock you. They want to mock you, they want to abuse you, and they want you to sit up there and pretend as though, oh, it's not that it doesn't bother you, but because, I mean, obviously, if somebody is messing with you, you're not just going to continue to go back and forth with them. At some point, you're going to have to cut the situation off and say, hey, listen, I'm not, listen, this is physically and emotionally draining. And this is not only that, it's happening in spirit as well. So this can also be done during ritual. It doesn't even have to be getting done by just simply communicating or, trying to put yourself in positions where you have to agree or disagree with that person. You know, this is actually being done and initiated through spell work as well, to where they feel as though empaths or people like myself who are very strong, who are like superwoman, basically. Oh, okay. So you're strong. You're an empath, which basically empath means that eventually how your gifts are going to ground themselves is that you're going to be very good at processing negative emotions, pretty much. So then what they do is they think, let's put it all off on this person. Let's just dump everything. Oh, all the problems that I've had my whole life. Let's just dump it off on this person. Now, many of us witches are healers. We are. And so they know that, and I've been very, very, when you're an empath and you're a very nice person and you're very giving and you're very loving and you turn into a dark empath because people think that they can do that. All of a sudden, every single thing that they go through in life, and yes, us witches who are empathic healers, yes, we're not necessarily cursing people. I mean, if I send back your negative energy, that doesn't make me any less than a healer or an empath. Your negative energy does not belong to me. You came to me with that negativity. Many of these people come to you with these negative emotions and negative memories and negative stuff. And what they will start to do is they will start to almost use you as this focal point or this person. If they're having a bad day, it's almost like being in an abusive relationship with the world. And it's so hard. It really is. It's so hard because, you know, not the world, but, it's where they, every bad thing, they just think they can send it to you and they can just put it all off on you every single time. You know how, like, if if it's an abusive male, if he has a bad day at work, he may come home and beat his wife, or it could be a mother or a father that has a bad day that will come home and be abusive to the family. And then sometimes they will even try to, adults, these are adults, right? I'm a mother. I have 4 children and a grandbaby. I have been going through things for years and I have not once ever taken it out on any of my children because it's not in my personality. Never has it been. Okay. And so what these adults will do is they will go back into their childhood. No, you're an adult. And so that's why I sometimes think that some of these people, the mental and the spiritual psychosis is that they're in will almost take them back to being a baby. And they'll do all these horrible things as adults to you. And then when you cuss them out, now you're their abusive mother. Now all of a sudden, because they have pushed you and pushed you and pushed you into cursing them out, now you've turned into somehow or shapeshifted into their abusive mother. And you're not a good mother. Oh, you're not a good mother to your children because you're cursing me. Wait a minute. I'm talking to you. I'm not cursing at my children. I'm cursing at you. But see, that's what they are probably used to. And so all of a sudden, especially if they had an abusive mother, everybody that they attack to them, as far as their perception, becomes their abusive mother. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they just can't leave you alone. So here's my suggestion to y'all. if anybody is going through this, you send their negative energy back to either them or they mama, your parents, your mama and your father is responsible for that. I'm not responsible for that. You guys are, listen, a lot of you guys that feel me on what I'm saying, y'all are literally just trying to make the best out of life. Yeah, you've been through stuff, you've had your traumas, you've had your tragedies. But you know what you decided? You decided that you were going to make the best out of life. You decided that you were going to focus on the positive. You decided that you were going to appreciate life and say, you know what? You even empowered yourself and said, hey, I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. I'm not going to allow people that have not worked on themselves, that because you know what, that is the hardest thing for people to do, is to look at self. They always want to look at someone else. I mean, I was feeling spiritual work being done to try to lock me back in to an abusive relationship earlier. You know what I did? Not only did I do work on that person to get them away from me, but I also did work on myself. So doing the work on yourself is very important as well. But send their energy back to them. Send their energy back to their mama or their daddies or their baby mamas and baby daddies, which is the people that created that. And protect yourself, because these people are looking for somewhere for those bad spirits to go. That it's like, and so when you give them the education, because I've done healing work for people that have had childhood abuse as well as sexual trauma, and I'm quite good at it. Um, but what I have found is that, and what I have found in that research, of course, obviously, my clients, they don't do that. They don't abuse me in response. They don't. They want the spiritual healing and they get it. But what I've noticed is that when you go back and you look at those experiences, that there were spirits connected to those experiences that you had. So when you get rid of those bad spirits, then you start to heal. So projecting your negative energy to another person is not going to help. It's nobody else's responsibility to process the negative emotions of your childhood trauma, or either the things that you are feeling right now. At the end of the day, it ends with you. And many of us know that because we're actually brave enough to do the shadow work. They don't know that. So what they do is they end up stuck. They end up literally stuck in this mode of, I'm going to continue to try to push this negative energy off on you, especially when it comes to men. I have seen this happen with so many men, and I just was experiencing it today. A man feels powerless, right? He feels powerless because maybe the people around him, or maybe it was his upbringing, or maybe it was his mama. Now he wants to send that energy to you. I feel powerless, and the only way I'm going to feel better is if I feel that I'm pushing this oppressive energy towards someone else. So what I've been feeling for like the past week, and I know exactly who's doing it, is pushing oppressive energy towards me, and treating spiritual healers and empaths, trying to trap them within a group of people so that this whole group of people can just throw all their crap at them. There's a spell for that. because that's what they will do to you. And you know what? No, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for lashing out at you. Because you know what? It's not my fault, whatever it is that led you to do what you did. Because for me, I'm the type of person that's sensible. I would have sat here and never said anything to you or abused you at all. And for what? So at the end of the day, if you find yourself an empath or a witch or a healer, that it's almost like they try to trap you in a bottle, like you're a genie in a bottle, and you're supposed to just sit and take that from them. Trust and believe that we got spells for that. Trust and believe that that is not only disgusting for them to do that, because I've experienced it. And they make it seem like you need to be embarrassed. No, I don't need to be embarrassed. You need to be embarrassed about what you did. You're supposed to feel embarrassed because not just one group of bullies, but these people have gotten very good at it, at avoiding the inevitable, not facing their own truth, what they need to do. So that's essentially how I ended up with various sets of people with groups, and they're all just sort of pushing their bad energy off on me. And I'm absolutely disgusted by it. Oh, we're not feeling good about ourselves today. Let's harass Jamila. You know who the coward is? They are. You know who the weak person is? They are. You know who needs to be embarrassed by their behavior? They do. And it will always be that way. And it'll never change. Because we're not talking about just a simple disagreement. No, this is a science and a formula that these cowards have made up, because you're no longer a child. You're not a child. You're not a baby. Yeah, we can tell clearly that you probably did not come from a loving environment. More than likely, you didn't. Now that you're an adult, now that you're an adult, you've turned into an adult bully, which is absolutely ridiculous because they're trying to make themselves feel better about their inner child. And you know what? If you are one person that is going through that, please don't ever feel some type of way about those people. Please don't ever feel intimidated by those people, because you are so strong and powerful that you have the ability to not only protect yourself, but to overcome all of those people, because they are all weaker than you. But you know what? If you allow yourself, they will cause problems in your life. They will do things to harm you. Okay? They will. They'll do things that will cause you harm in your life because they're bullying you, and they are expecting for you to run away. They're expecting for you to run away and coward down because their inner child wants to bully. Their inner child wants to be abusive to you. Then they get mad when the empire strikes back against them and try to make it seem like, oh, you're a horrible person, when in fact you were responding to the disgusting things that they were doing. Okay? And these people have nothing left to do but to be honest. I had someone, sorry, baby. I'm sorry, sweetie. I woke you up. I had someone, and this is how terrible the psychosis is of these people. I've had someone, and I am not joking with you guys, that started out the gates threatening me and my family, like literally just making up things and pitted a whole army of people against me, kept getting people to attack me, kept trying to light spiritual candles on me to do harm to me. But when my spirits whooped her ass, then I became the monster. She called me a monster because she couldn't bully me. She couldn't harm me. She couldn't hurt me the way that she wanted to. So then I became a monster. And yeah, it's a group of people that they're all in the same silly psychosis and consciousness that basically agreed with her because they were mad that they couldn't destroy one person that did nothing to these people. I couldn't have possibly have done anything, wouldn't have even been thinking about it. Then they want to make you out to be the bad guy. They want to make you feel like you lost even when you won. So they have no honor. If you went out in the battlefield by yourself with 4 kids on your back and you beat the hell out of a couple of thousand people, which is not the whole world, because they want you to think, oh, well, the whole world is against you. No, it's just a couple of thousand or a couple of hundred. And when you whoop all of their asses, now they want to make it seem like you're the bad person. And this has got to stop. And, I only experienced it in social media. Now, I can just about imagine how being in these people's personal lives would be because you're constantly fighting with people. The humans can withstand a lot, believe it or not. We can, you know. And so if you have something like that going on, because it's so horrible, it really is. And we are talking a little bit about gang stalking, how they do. And it just, they want to sit back and say, see, look, if you have something to say to them, or if you're not always acting Pollyanna perfect, or either acting like some freaking psychopath that's pretending that everything is okay all the time, or pretending as though you don't need to respond to those people. So it's almost like they want control, not only, they want control either way. And this is what I can't stand about narcissistic people. And this is one of the reasons why I do not live in their consciousness. I do not listen to them. The things that they say have no validity to me at all. Yeah. Yeah, they have no validity to me at all. They can't say anything, and then they'll try to sit back and pretend as though as though they were given the authority somehow to test you and to harass you, when really what they should have been doing is being quiet and leaving you alone and stop creating all this crud and crap that they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. 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 Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and say that we are not your kicking posts. We're not your kicking posts. We're not your subordinates. We are none of that. And they're going to find out because you know what? I'm probably one of the nicest, kindest, sweetest, most honest, and generous person that you'll know. But at the end of the day, when it's time for me to go into defense mode, that's just what it is. And they don't like that. And it's almost like they never want to stop. It's like at some point you're going to have to stop, because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to ever stop living. I'm not going to ever stop fighting you. Well, technically you don't have to fight, really. If you are working with spirits, your spirits are never going to stop fighting them, right? So I do provide support for people that are being bullied, for people that have been spiritually abused. That's basically what they're doing. And then you got people out there facilitating spiritual abuse, especially against people, because they already have an agenda for the world. They don't want people to, they don't want good people out there. They want everybody to be corrupted. They try to pretend, oh, great, we corrupted this person. No, you didn't. I just fought you back. Not only did I beat you at your own game, but I whooped your ass. And so a lot of people really don't understand that, because maybe, maybe in your childhood, maybe you were taught to be that person, to just sit around and get kicked around. And I know that I never went through that. Growing up, I was raised to have backbone. I was not raised to sit there and just, be used as like a freaking kicking post or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you were raised that way, doing it to somebody else is not going to help you. Because I believe that there are a lot of people that, have you know put a bunch of abuse attacks against me, tactics and abuse against me, because of what they went through as a child. And you pretty much became what you hated. But anybody that's been through that, I don't want y'all to be influenced the wrong way. See, we got people out here talking about their childhood abuse, but they are being influencers, and they are essentially influencing people on the wrong way of healing and dealing with that situation. So they're speaking of their childhood abuse, which we can't confirm is the truth or not. But then they're saying, hey, this is how I'm dealing with that childhood abuse and those memories. I'm abusing other people, essentially. I'm making up things about other people. I'm creating a bunch of drama surrounding other people, and I'm abusing women in social media, because this is actually how you're supposed to heal. You're supposed to heal from your childhood trauma by attacking and abusing others in social media. Sure they are. And a lot of y'all that are in y'all 20s, y'all in y'all 30s, and you're very young and impressionable, I don't want to see people influenced by people like that. I mean, you make your choice. But I can tell you one thing. Doing that, you're going to end up running into the wrong person. And that person going to show you. And just because it's a group of people, people think, oh, well, we have strength in numbers. Not in that situation. Okay. So the best thing to do is to not be influenced by that, because it's a lot of people that have blatantly, it's very blatant. It is. It's very blatant. The way that they, usually after they've abused somebody, or either after they have done something, they'll come back and they'll say, well, I was abused as a child. And that's literally how they're dealing with their childhood abuse, is attacking people, especially in social media. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrifying. So, like, for example, I just got out of an abusive situation with a man. Yeah, he was abusive to me. But so I'm supposed to believe that either I deserved that abuse or that it was normal because he was running along with a group of people that were trying to normalize the abuse. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Stop trying to make other people your kicking post. And a lot of them will think, oh, well, I'm going to heaven, especially spiritually. I don't believe it. I believe that if you leave this earth in that consciousness, you know exactly where you're going. You know exactly where you're going. Okay. And people, it's not their job, like they're supposed to, like I do have clients that have had, like I said, I have clients that have had abuse in their childhood. They don't come to me like that. They don't come to me, first of all, they believe in the work that I do and they are actually benefiting from the work that I do, but they compensate me for that. That's just like a therapist. So basically, it's these people's therapy to just beat up on one person or emotionally. And it's disgusting. It's deplorable. Check yourself, change your behavior then. The people that you're attacking don't have to change anything. You have to change. Okay. Probably easier said than done because I've never been the type of person to come to social media and attack and stalk and berate one person for 10 goddamn years because I can't deal with my ghosts of my past. I would never even think to ever even dream of doing anything like that. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to say to you guys. I hope y'all having a good day. I'm gonna go because it's time for me to get something to eat. Y'all have a good one, okay? All right. Blessings. Bye bye.